Good morning, and thank you so much for being on for our business preview. You guys, this was so much fun. I have been doing doTERRA for 10 years, right? We'll be 10 years at the end of February. Actually, the end of this month. And I have been putting diamond or blue diamond on my stuff for literally 7.5 years. And I made a slideshow for the first time with presidential diamond on it, and I'm not gonna lie, that was amazing. Real quick first, can you guys tell me if you can hear me okay? Because I don't want to get going too fast or hard or crazy and then have you guys tell me that you can't hear me. So would somebody shoot me a quick chat that says, yes, we can hear you. I'll ask real quick. Can you hear me? If you'll let me know, because sometimes I know I can have audio issues with this. Perfect, you can hear me. All right, so we're going to go through we're going to watch this from the beginning. So basically what I want this to be is just to show you how I am here to help support you in your business in the year 2020, and just some of the things that we'll be doing to help you move forward, and things that I think that you can do on your end to help you be successful. Uh-oh, Maria can't hear me. Everybody else is able to hear me okay, Maria. I'm not, I'll send you the recording so that you can hopefully hear that okay. So I do have some things on here to just help you have a good, successful year. But this is going to start with you. So I want everybody to, I don't spell check before I do this, obviously, but everybody here needs to have an intention set. So the very first thing, Richard and I, and I'm sure you guys all know this. This is so exciting to me still though, but we did hit Presidential Diamond for the first time in November of 2019. We were also the only new US Presidential Diamonds list last year. I anticipate there being a lot more this next year, but we were the only ones in 2019, right? And I'm confident that the reason I was able to hit my goal is I was very intentional with it. I didn't just log into my back office on the 27th of the month and say, I can hit presidential this month. It was, I set the goal probably in August. I had talked about, okay, if I work really hard and keep up what I'm doing right now, then I will be Presidential Diamond in, and I actually had said October, and I totally chickened out. I was like, no, that's too soon. So I said November, and it did happen in November, but I put things in place to make it happen. And I tell you this story, not just to tell you about how awesome I am. I'm telling you because I want you to do what I did, because this is definitely a business of duplication. And I firmly believe that you duplicate what others have done, if that makes sense. Like there's just some key principles. And one of those huge things is having your goal set. So for me, I knew I am going to hit presidential in October of 2019. Like that's just going to happen. In November of 2019. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put things in place. First of all, I'm going to make sure that my structure is going to have all of the holes filled to make presidential happen. I'm going to make sure that I meet with the key people to make that goal happen as well, because I can't do this on my own. This requires team effort. Many of you guys stepped in and helped this to happen. So I thank you so deeply for your help in Richard and I reaching our goals. But I want you now to do this for yourself. What are your goals for this year? Is it a rank? Like maybe you want to be elite this year. Maybe you want to be a premier this year. Maybe you want to be gold this year. But whatever your goal is, I want you to figure out what that is. And if you need to talk with me, like if I'm the person that enrolled you, if you need to talk with me, I'm happy to help you identify what that might look like this year for yourself. So get a goal set and then share it like crazy with people. Because for me with presidential, I told everybody. I texted the owner of the company. I was like, guess what? I'm hitting presidential in November. And do you know why I did that? Because there was 30 days in November and 16 of them I wanted to give up and quit my goal with doTERRA. I was like, nope, I'll just do it next year. It's not a big deal. No one will know. But I had told so many people that it was happening that I couldn't back out. And I did that on purpose because it made me be accountable for my goal, and I knew I was capable of it. But sometimes our minds get in the way, and it gets so hard and it gets so scary. And I don't want you guys to ever back down on something that you can achieve, because achieving it is just an incredible feeling. So identify, what do you want to create this year? Is it a money goal? Is it a rank goal? Maybe it's the number of people that you sign up, but just get clear on your goals and share it with people, and maybe post it around your house. I have someone gave me an amethyst, a stone with like the amethyst on the inside of it. And then I have a purple diamond that I've had for several years, and just looking at those were reminders of what my goal was. And that was so huge. Also putting in, okay, so you've got your goal set. You know what you're going to do. You're solid on your goal for 2020. What time are you going to put into doTERRA to make that happen? And my biggest challenge for people is to treat this like a business. You know, so many people, it's like they'll put a little bit of time and effort in, but they won't just really give it their all, because it's easy to walk away from. It's not like you're building a storefront and investing all of this money and buying an inventory and hiring employees, because at that point it's a lot harder to just say, never mind, I don't want to do this anymore. You're committed, right? Well, with doTERRA, it can be kind of easy to just say, I don't really care about this, but I am here to tell you that it is so worth it to hang in there, even when it gets hard. I've wanted to quit so many times myself, so many times. I wanted to quit this last week several times. I had a pretty crazy situation come up that took a lot of my time and a lot of my energy, and I wanted to quit. I was like, forget this. This isn't worth it. And it is worth it. It is worth it. Totally worth it. And once I got my emotions back in check, I'm like, it's totally worth it. But decide what time and effort you're going to put into this, because you've got to treat this like a business. And then decide who is your mentor, who is going to help you on this journey. I recommend reaching out to the person who enrolled you, who got you started with this. And if that person isn't as available as what you need, reach out to the person who enrolled them. So, you know, reach up until you find somebody, and I'm happy to help you find out. Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else on your team, but I'm happy to help you make sure you've got somebody in place to help you on your journey. And then having an accountability partner is so huge. It's nice to have somebody to check in with and see how it's going. Like, okay, I know we're both working on the same thing right now. How is this going for you? Here's how it's going for me. Here's some ideas of things that can happen and whatnot. So I definitely recommend, sorry, I'm trying to get this to close. I definitely recommend finding an accountability partner, just somebody who maybe has similar goals and dreams to you and wants to be successful with this business as well. Okay, so I have things in place to help you on your journey. So, and I have all these little things that are covering my screen, so I can't tell you what those are. So hang on, there we go. Let me move this up. So I have different systems that can help you. We have been doing a weekly team call on my Launch Your Business page. If you're not a part of that, go ahead and join it. We've been doing weekly team meetings. Now, this is where I want to hear from you. I want your input, because I'm willing to do it. And I'm willing to listen to what you have to say. Just let me know what it is so I can help meet your needs. I want to know what topics you want covered. I want to be more intentional with the topics that we have this year and get them set out a little bit further ahead of time. And I'll probably be doing 2 of the meetings a month, and then we'll have 2 guest speakers a month that will come in and help. And there'll be people who are other experts in a certain field in doTERRA, or maybe it's somebody who's another diamond, a gold, you know, somebody who's been successful in the business. So we will have those. I would love to hear what topics that you want covered. And, you know, like, and I'm going to be covering the basics. You know, I think sometimes I get caught up in, oh, they've already heard that. I'm going to go off on this other tangent. But really, at the end of the day, what is going to make you, I'm so sorry, my house cleaners are here and I'm not sure where to go, where I have good internet and you won't be able to hear them vacuuming. I hope it's not too distracting. But anyway, I want to cover the basics. Like, for example, to be successful in this business, you need to be enrolling people. You need to be getting them on LRP, and you need to be finding builders and then learning how to support those people on your team. That's really all it is. And so I want my topics to just be based around those. And because, you know, getting enrollments is huge, but getting them on LRP is critical. And I have some good things to help you get people on LRP. It's a mindset. Like, if you're comfortable and love LRP, it's a lot easier to get people on LRP than if you're not. So our trainings will be on things like maybe how to find people, how to do vendor shows, how to get people on LRP, how to do a presentation, how to talk to your friend about the business, just the basic things. So if you have topic suggestions, I want to hear them from you, because I am going to be putting together a schedule, and we will start doing the revised calls on February 3rd. So what we'll have every week on our call is we'll do some sort of a product tip where, you guys, I'm going to give you a product tip right now. It is so good. So I am obsessed with the holidays. Like I had to be weaned off. Think of a drug addict that was on a drug. You can't just like pull them off the drug. They have to be like, come down off of it. That was me with my diffusing my holiday oils. Like I was obsessed. Like with holiday joy, I was like, okay, I will diffuse orange today, but I'm putting holiday joy with it. So it's like I weaned myself off. So I found this new combo that's so good, and it's not a holiday scent. It's going to sound like it, but it's really not. So Siberian Fir and Green Mandarin is like amazing. It smells like this really yummy, awesome, amazing men's cologne. So I want you guys to all try that today. Siberian Fir and Green Mandarin. So good. So good. I'm like still dying over it. I have it in every diffuser in my house right now. It's amazing. So we're going to have a product tip, something like that. And then we're going to have a business tip. And I want to hear from you what things that you want added to our schedule. We'll get our presenters picked ahead of time, the topic presented ahead of time. And then those will be every single Monday morning at this time. So it'll be 9 a.m. Mountain time. So that's 11 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Central time. And then if you're one of our Pacific Coast friends, that's 8 in the morning. And the lives are always, or it's always in the Launch Your Business group, and they're lives, and they're always recorded so that you can watch it later, or you can watch it live later because it's posted. So you're good to go. Now, one thing that I've been really focusing on this year is Elise Chedevy's daily mentor calls. I like them because they're clear and concise, and they literally walk you through step-by-step how to build your business. So if you haven't signed up for them yet, I highly, highly recommend it. And I recommend playing full out with it, meaning give it your all, because that is when you're going to be successful with this business, is when you really say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm really going to make this happen. I'm going to figure out exactly what to do. I'm not going to hold back. So what I want to do is I want to put together a support group for Elise's daily mentor calls, if I can get enough people to be in the support group. So basically, if you're willing to commit to watching 5 of the trainings a week, so they're pre-recorded calls, so they're not live. So, I mean, there is a day that you could watch 2 a day, and then maybe you skip a day and then watch 1. But if you're willing to watch 5 a week, and some of them are 5 minutes long, some are 10 minutes, some are 20 minutes. But if you're willing to watch 5 a week, and then, because what I want to have happen is that we can have a productive discussion based on what we learned that week. So, and then I can help pair you with an accountability partner if you want. But I just want to make sure that the group that I create is with people that are fully committed to doing this. Because what's hard is when you get into a group and someone's like, oh yeah, I didn't watch this last week because the X, Y, and Z happened. Like I want people who are like, I mean, now if something serious happens, that's different. But like if there's a death in the family or something happens, but just people that realize that this is serious and we want to make sure that you're really taking part in this. But if there's enough demand, I'll put it together. So what we would do is we would just create a support group for Elise's daily mentor calls, and we'll just have like a little weekly meeting. And I'm probably going to do it in the evening because I think that works better for a lot of people. And we're just going to walk through, okay, what did you guys learn this week? Who set up their classes? Who has their list? Who's already talked to the people on their list? Like, how is this going? And I think it could be a really powerful thing to do together. And I will facilitate the discussion. So I want you guys to email me, shoot me a text message, send me a DM, whatever, if this interests you. So I would do this regardless. Like I would listen to Elise's daily mentor calls regardless. But if you want to be in a group, let me know. So just some other things that I like to do to help support my team is every single month, I do a 101 class where I just literally talk about the basics of oils, how to use them, why you would use doTERRA, the 3 ways to use them, and then some of the most popular products. So I really like to do that. That's one of my favorite things to do every month. So you are always welcome to invite your friends to come to this event. And I'm always very clear at the end, make sure that you get with the person who invited you so that they can help you on your journey, because I don't want to enroll your friends on accident. I want you to make sure that you're enrolling them. But if you have new people that you're like, hey, I'm not quite sure what to do, or I'm not quite sure how to bring up the business or bring up the oils or how to help them get a kit, I'm happy to help. So I'm going to do a monthly 101 class, and then always I do a business opportunity right after that. So it's a great opportunity for you to listen in and get excited again, or to send your friends if you're wanting your friends to be interested as well. So the other thing, and I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. So last year I did a monthly topic and I did a Zoom, and I felt like I was advertising too much. I don't want you guys getting too many emails from me, because I don't want it to be like, oh, there's another email from Jen. Hang on just a second. Hey, Rich, I'm doing a training. Sorry. a 4-year-old that's super excited to go to school, obviously. So what I'm going to do is make sure that everybody is a part of my HLE product support group. That is a great group just for, you know, like we'll post the product of the month at doTERRA, the different promotions that doTERRA has, but then you're going to get tons of opportunity to interact with other oil users that can help you. Like if you have a question, you know, like stuff comes up that you're like, I haven't dealt with this before. What would I use? Like an example is my husband was in a horrible accident 4 years ago, almost exactly, where he hit a tree snowboarding. He broke his pelvis, his arm, some of his ribs. Like it was a horrid accident. And he was in the ICU for a day. And then he was also in the hospital for like 4 days after that. So anyway, it was crazy. I was presented with a whole host of injuries and things I'd never thought about before. Like, are all the oils safe with blood thinners? You know, just questions like that. Because I'd never dealt with someone with a broken pelvis before that was 30. 80, yes, but not 30. So it was really nice to go to that group and be able to ask the questions I needed and get the answers. So make sure you're part of that group because you're going to get a lot of support on your oil journey. But the other thing is I'm going to be doing a monthly class and I'm just going to do it live on the Facebook group. So like this month, it might be diffuser blends for the new year. Actually, this month it's a cleanse. So we already have the cleanses already being advertised. I have a checklist for you. I have videos that explain each part of the cleanse. So January will be the cleanse. February, we'll probably do something with aphrodisiac blends and homemade chocolates with the oils. And I'll just do a Facebook Live on there so that you guys can check in and just get the tips and advice that I have. And then you guys can comment, ask questions, whatever. So it'll be really good. So those will be all on Facebook Live. So those are my systems that I have in place. Now, so the trainings that I recommend, I already talked about Elise Chedevy's daily mentor calls. I'm huge on those because she's going to give you an assignment. She's going to do a training topic and then she'll give you an assignment every day of what to do. So it's really good for somebody who is like a very action-oriented person. Like, going to listen to this. This is what I need to do. If you're interested in more of a casual training, I recommend Elise's training. But if you are more interested in a little bit of a more low-key casual training, I would recommend doing the Empowered Success. And I'm going to show you how to find that right now. And honestly, the best and the easiest way to find Empowered Success is to just Google Empowered Success doTERRA training. And it's going to just take you right to doTERRA's website. And there are awesome trainings on there as well that may give you good supplemental training information. So one thing I like that doTERRA did, now when I started the business 10 years ago, they had none of this. They didn't have guides. I was literally showing up to classes with a laptop, hoping they had a computer or a TV. And I was hooking my laptop to the TV and I was doing my class off of PowerPoint. And it has gotten so much easier over the last 10 years. It's not even funny. So they now have guides. So like when I do a class, I teach from the Natural Solutions class. After they sign up, I do a wellness consult using the Live Guide. You guys are welcome to get on and look through all the guides if you haven't seen them. If they want to build a business, we go through the Build Guide. And then if you're interested in starting a business, you can go through the Launch Guide. And it's going to have it's just literally going to walk you through how to hit the rank of elite. I am a little bit of a bigger fan of Elise's training because I feel like it's a little bit more action oriented and it's going to show you step by step of what to do. But there are really good videos on here still. So I definitely recommend watching these as well. If you're feeling like you need some more tips on something. So like, for example, there are going to be, like today we talked about preparing, like you have to have a goal set. You have to know when you're going to work. You have to have this all set. Now, if you're curious about how to set a goal or what goal to pick or what rank to pick or what that might look like for you, Google this Empowered Success and you can come to step 1 where it says prepare. And there's going to be videos that will help you prepare your business. So fuel your launch and set goals. You can watch Melanie Harrison. She's another presidential diamond in doTERRA. Betty Torres Forboard is going to talk to you about scheduling your success. So when are you going to work? What's that going to look like? So these are good supplemental things to help you on your journey. And I highly recommend you watching these as you're going along. So I would get clear with your goal and I would plug right into Elise's training and then watch these videos as supplemental training as you need it. Let me figure out, the problem with me is sometimes I get technologically challenged. So definitely you can look at Empowered Success, but and Elise Chedevy, it's going to be the same thing. Just Google Elise Chedevy I'm so sorry, you guys. I know this is a little bit scattered. But definitely plug into Elisa's training. So now I have to go review. Oh, slideshow. Current slide. Come on. Okay. Now I am going to be doing a retreat this year. I used to do these. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm struggling. I used to do these. I've used to do them like for a certain rank, and I have honestly decided if you are committed and to building this business, come to the retreat, right? Like I want to make sure that you're here. But I'm going to be doing it this spring. I haven't picked a date just yet. I haven't figured out exactly what it's going to look like, but I'm thinking that it will probably be in the month of April, possibly May. So I will get that. I'm going to get that figured out. But I'm basically, the thing that I love about the retreat, and this is what I would consider, in coming to the retreat, is this. I love retreats to create community. I don't think you're going to learn anything new from this retreat that you wouldn't learn from watching some of these trainings or listening to Elise or mentor calls or rubbing shoulders with other builders. But there's something about getting together in person and being there together and realizing that this is one heck of a community and that's why I love retreats more than anything. And, for me, I used to love convention because, they would launch these new products and it was fun to hear from the owners and see what they had to say about what was coming out. But then what I learned is I love convention because it is such a phenomenal place to be around like-minded people who have goals similar to yours. And it's so empowering and it's so cool. So I like to, and I'm not trying to recreate that same thing with my retreats by any means, but it's just a place to get together and friendships are formed. I have made so many good friends doing doTERRA, and it is so fun to like meet an accountability partner in person for the first time because you're both at the same retreat. And I do have great speakers. I mean, the reason I am going to do it in Utah again is I have access to better speakers here, which is huge. So I have access to lots of other blue presidential diamonds corporates here. So it's, I can get like one of the, I can get like the sales manager to come. I can get like the, just different corporate people to show up, which is awesome. Like what is the word? Master distributor. I can usually get either Eric or Justin to come. So it's really nice. So I'm going to be doing it here in Utah. It's also a little bit more affordable for you guys, for me to have it here because I can, anyway, yeah. So that way it cuts costs to have it here in Utah. So we'll probably be doing it in the spring in Utah, but I will definitely keep it posted. So make sure that you're on the Launch Your Business so that you can see these announcements. And then also I will email it out as well. So that is what we've got going on. Now, also another couple of things to consider is doTERRA's retreat. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry, you guys. Is doTERRA's convention. It will be this fall, and I am so excited for it. They are going to be announcing some really cool things about convention coming up. So be on the lookout for those about what convention will look like this year. But when they told us what they're doing at convention, they're like, it's going to sell out really fast this year because people are going to be so excited about it. I already have my tickets, so I'm excited about that. But convention is a huge thing, and I'm already going to push it now. I know we're in January and convention isn't until September, but I love convention because it always fills up my cup for this business. It honestly helps me to see the big mission that we're a part of with doTERRA. It also lets you see what kind of company doTERRA is. There is a lot of icky MLM companies out there, and it always breaks my heart when somebody writes off doTERRA because they know it's an MLM company without feeling what doTERRA is. Because I'm like, I promise. I mean, I haven't been involved in another network marketing company personally. I've bought products from them, but I've never done the business with them. But I haven't needed to. I started doTERRA 10 years ago, and I didn't need to make a change because they were such an incredible company. And getting to know them, the heart and soul of the company, was so huge. And a lot of the way that I did that was going to convention the first time. So you'll get to see new products released and have access to those new products right away. You get to hear the science behind it. So just some upcoming things this year that would help you grow your business. I'm excited to be on your journey with you. I would definitely recommend, like, my biggest piece of advice is reach up to the person who helps to mentor you in this business and get a plan set for this year. And then I want you to set your goal, schedule in your success, and just make an action plan for making it happen. Because that's key in reaching any goal is, okay, this is when it's going to happen. This is how I'm going to make it happen. And this is the time that I'm going to put in to make it happen. So good luck on your goals this year. I will post this recording on the Launch Your Business group. So if you want to watch it again or refer someone else to it, you can. But thank you so much for being on this morning. And let me know, do you want to be a part of like a support group for Elise Chedevy's calls? And what training topics would you like to see this year? Send me a message and I will get things scheduled out. So thank you so much for being on with me this morning.